fun as...
Hey, we're in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Our horse's name is Mo. That's Mo. And Brian is our coachman. How you doing, Brian?
All right.
Merry Christmas. It is Christmas Day 2008.
Okay.
All right, now Mama's sitting there.
And you're gonna have to squeeze
Here we go.
with me.
Oh, let me get a whole shot.
There you go.
All right.
It is wool, so this is going to be our first layer. Just across the lap. Righty. The money maker is this one.
Oh yeah, hooking you up.
Daddy, where's
the
your
money maker
camera?
right there.
I'm gonna take.
Still shots? It's in the car right there. Want me to grab it? Hey,
Southern Belle.
are you gonna-
warming up yet?
Brian, are you gonna drop us off right here?
Yes.
Because I want to jump out when we get back and get my actual camera and take a picture of them in here,
That'd be
okay?
fine. Just please remind me at the end. And
Great. Don't let me forget, guys.
We are so cozy. Don't put it too far.
Mia, Grandma, and Aunt Burt. Philadelphia, PA, baby. And let's see, whose first time is it in Philadelphia?
First
Burt's.
time.
Grandma's been before, Mia's been before.
Everybody's been here but maybe 60 years.
Savannah, you look comfy, all snug as a rug. You ready to go?
We have 3 different lengths of tours. Okay. There's a 20-minute tour, which is not really worth all the time and trouble it took you to get into this thing. What that does is it goes around the national park. There are 2 others. There's a half-hour tour, which goes to the national park plus Society Hill, the largest collection of colonial homes and churches in America.
Great.
The half-hour is 40 plus 5 for the extra passenger.
Okay.
The next tour up is an hour, and that's I'll show you everything, and I mean everything from here to the Delaware River.
I think we'll do 30.
That's fine. That's
I know
fine.
you
Whatever
do,
you'd
but-
like to do, that's what I like to do.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. Then we're gonna do 30 minutes.
Okay, we ready to load up?
Yes, sir.
We're off.
Here we go. Yay. Oh, that's what the whip's for, ma'am.
Oh, I better tighten up then.
Put the trainee up there.
Right.
Trainee being Stephen.
Now, where are you folks from? Where are you from, Steve?
We're actually from Georgia, but we live in Media, Pennsylvania.
Okay, not far out of the city.
Yep.
Not far at all. Over on my left-hand side, that's the Liberty Bell Center. Unfortunately, folks, all of the sites on the national park are closed today, so you're just going to have to deal with me yakking about them.
All right. Yeah, we can live with that.
Okay. New York City was the first national capital for 1 year, 1789. Then Philadelphia from 1790 until 1800. That's when it finally moved down to Washington, D.C. So having said all that, that means that President Washington was never president in Washington. He spent 1 year in New York City, 7 in Philadelphia. John Adams, 3 years in Philadelphia. His last year was in D.C. So it was John and Abigail Adams who would be the first family to take up residence in the White House. Get up.
How you doing back there, baby?
If you look off
Look
to my
at Daddy.
left where I'm pointing now.
Look over here.
Look where I'm pointing now, and you see this beautiful old building with the clock and the bell tower. That is the original building where the United States was born. That is Independence Hall. The Second Continental Congress, signing of the Declaration, Constitutional Convention, and the signing of the Constitution all took place in Independence Hall. The original purpose for building it, though, was to serve as Pennsylvania's first state capitol building because Philadelphia was the capital of Pennsylvania up until 1799. Then it moved to Lancaster, PA. It didn't move to its present home in Harrisburg until 1812. Oh, good gravy.
He's going to throw me off.
1812.
Okay, this is the view that you're most familiar with.
See another view of Independence Hall now at the back side. The statue that you're going to see in a moment in the park is Commodore John Barry, the Supreme Commander for the Navy for the Revolution. Right where he is standing is where Colonel John Nixon of the Pennsylvania Militia gave the first public reading of the Declaration. Every year, on the 4th of July at 12 noon, we'll read it again right in front of the statue. Just in case those crazy Brits get any bright ideas.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not true, is it? It's to remind us Americans of all the sacrifice that those early Americans have made so that we could have our freedom and our independence. If you've ever enjoyed the Saturday Evening Post, the Ladies' Home Journal, Jack and Jill magazine, look on my right. This is the Curtis Publishing Company, and they were responsible for those publications. They are no longer here in Philadelphia. In fact, they are in Atlanta nowadays.
In Atlanta.
This is a business center nowadays. Many different businesses in here.
Yeah, I know.
Hard to keep it level with the wagon ride.
The motion in motion.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite parks anywhere in Philadelphia. This is Washington Square. It's one of the 5 original parks planned for the city by our founder, William Penn.
Stephen, your doctor's office is over there.
Yeah.
Ankle surgery.
That's right.
Now you can look out into the square and you can see the flags that represent the first 13 states, one for the United States. The statue in between them is President Washington. In front of the president is the tomb of the unknown Revolutionary War soldier and an eternal flame. It's the national memorial to the American Revolution. I'm sorry, ma'am, you had a question? Oh, okay. Is anybody here familiar with the Amish folks?
Yeah, a little bit.
Mennonites and things like that? Okay. Well, we do a lot of business, and when I say we, I mean the 2 owners of the company. I'm not one of them. We go to New Holland, Pennsylvania, which is pretty much the center of our Amish community. And they're the people who make repairs on our carriages. They'll fix our harnessing or sell us horses. And we have relationships with several families, both Amish and Mennonites. And I was visiting one family a couple of weeks ago, and the young gentleman asked me a question after his mother and his sister walked in the house. He said, Brian, he says, what do you call a Mennonite with a sheep under each arm?
What? All right. What?
A bigamist. This, you have to keep in mind, this was an Amishman saying that about a Mennonite.
Right.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to go through a beautiful old neighborhood called Society Hill. This is a national historic neighborhood. 600 homes that people are living in here right now were built prior to 1776. There are another 300 built between 76 and 1850. So there's almost 1,000 historical homes being lived in just in this one neighborhood of Philadelphia.
Wow.
This is one of the most affluent neighborhoods, not only in my city, but one of the most affluent in America.
Beautiful windows.
That's the Holy Trinity Church there.
Holy Trinity Church.
Mm-hmm. You check out the windows on the other side, on the side.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at how pretty that is.
The cheapest stuff in this neighborhood is still $850,000.
Wow.
That would be like slumming it in society.
Slumming it.
Yeah. You have one of those modern houses. I'll show you what they look like. They're really nasty looking.
Beautiful architecture.
The modern ones. I don't think they, you know, in 1991, the federal government designated this a national historic neighborhood. Since then, it is illegal for developers to design modern-looking structures in this neighborhood. The interior can be as modern as a house on the moon. The exterior must be designed to fit in appropriately to the older houses. Now we're going to push into Society Hill a little deeper, and if you look on my left, You can look up Cypress Street and see some of these 3-story middle-class colonial homes. What makes them middle class is the fact that they do have 3 floors, because a working class would have only had 2. I'm going to show you what one of those looks like in a little bit. As we're rolling around, any of the homes that have those black oval plaques on the front, the black oval ones, have been certified historic properties by the Historical Commission of Philadelphia. It adds considerable value. Look down Flag Street. You can see why I call this Flag Street. Really, it's Delancey Street. From time to time, you're going to be seeing these big doors at the bottom of the homes. We call these bulkheads.
What, bulkheads?
Bulkhead, yes ma'am. They have steps underneath, and it gives you access to your storage basement from the outside. Easy. Mo, easy. Oh.
Oh, I thought maybe Mo had run out of battery. I thought maybe Mo's battery was low.
I got some shades if you want to wear them. No?
Daddy, can I hold the camera?
No. Let Daddy film.
All right, Mo. If you insist, let's go. Now, if you look on my left and look up at the one that has the barnyard red, you see that device sticking out of the window, something square?
Busybody.
It has mirrors on the other side of it. So if you were inside the house, ladies, and you were using it, it allows you to look down and see who's knocking at your front door.
Okay.
Well, they call them busybodies. The other 2 mirrors allow you a view of both ends of your street as well.
So you can look out the window through the busybody and
We used to call those mother-in-law watching.
look how pretty that is.
I'm here to tell you. 14th Market, okay. 1945, during World War II. Did you like Philadelphia then? Okay.
What do the stars mean on that building?
They don't mean, that.
Yeah.
That's Vilma, that is a synagogue, sir.
Oh, okay, great. 6, I should have known that, I guess.
Easy. Hang on, Mo. Get up. Well, 1945, that would have been around the time when my mom was sowing her oats. She was an entertainer at the USO, and she would travel around not only in America, but around the world to entertain the troops. She was a singer, and she used to tell a couple dirty jokes once in a while, too. But she was known for her voice. Well, you know, well, you know what? If you think about it, ma'am, they go way, 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 way back into the 15 and 1400s as well.
Yeah. Look at that old cemetery.
Oh, look at that.
This is the old Pine Street Church. It's the 3rd Presbyterian, founded 1768. Did anybody here see the film National Treasure?
I did.
Yeah.
This is the burial ground that they were chasing Nicolas Cage through.
How about that?
It goes back around behind the church, and it's on the other side of it as well.
Maybe that's what I was thinking about when I said
Oh, that is beautiful.
We have a couple shows that are filmed here in Philadelphia. One was Hack. The guy was a cab driver, and he used to drive around and help people out of all different kinds of situations. There's another one where the missing, like, I forget the name of it though. The show, like, with a cold case. Cold case. The burial ground on the other side of this wall here is for St. Peter's. the third Episcopalian, 1761. Laid to rest in the burial ground, Colonel John Nixon, born in Philadelphia. He was an ancestor of our former president, Richard Nixon. The colonel gave the very first public reading of the Declaration out in back of Independence Hall. Also laid to rest here, a vice president of the United States that was born in Philly, George Mifflin Dallas, vice president under James Polk. Those two gentlemen brought Texas, Oregon, and Washington into the United States. That's why there's a city in Texas today named after Philadelphia in Dallas, Texas.
How about that?
That's where Dallas got its name.
Feel free to pass that along to any Big Mouth Cowboy fans you might happen to know. Even though this Eagles fan's crying in his beer, I'm still proud of them.
Okay, I tell my dad. He used to be a cowboy.
Was he?
He was a real cowboy.
You mentioned
Oh, he
John
just
Adams.
told you
Please,
that.
he did. I don't think so.
What's that?
John Adams. Where's John Adams buried? No. Or it's not here.
I believe in Quincy. He was from Quincy, Massachusetts, near Boston. On my left-hand corner, there's the Tadeusz Kościuszko National Memorial. General Kościuszko was a military engineer from Poland. He designed things like bridges. He also redesigned West Point in New York. There's a city in Mississippi that's named after that gentleman, Kosciuszko, Mississippi. That's where Oprah Winfrey was born. Here's my favorite little one. If you look off the right here, this is my favorite little block, especially in the spring when the trees are starting to, it's like a nice little canopy that goes down the road. Okay, that's great to have history in your family, isn't it? Well, you remember the yellow church we just saw not too long ago? That's where Mr. and Mrs. Adams worship. Now, the largest home that I can show you on your tour is directly after the parking lot. Look at the side wall of the house, and you can see it goes back 100 feet deep.
Wow.
The third and fourth floors go back 80 feet. It's 25 feet wide. This is a single-family home built in 1810. There are 5 bedrooms, 5 baths,
And it has
an
four,
elevator.
it has 4 floors.
Yes,
So they
ma'am.
were above middle class because you said they only had 3 floors.
Yes, ma'am. These would have been some of the movers and shakers. There's nearly 10,000 square feet of living space in that house.
Wow.
It's been restored, certified a historic property, and now lists between $13 and $15 million. Mo, I'll tell you when to go. You get me a ticket, dude. Comes out of your carrot money.
Ah.
All the way from down there, all the way over here.
Get up. In the colonial and the Victorian times, it was a huge no-no for a proper lady to allow the men to see her
Ankles.
ding, ding, ding.
I told you I went way, way back.
Now, this is why the ladies were wearing those very long dresses with the lace-up boots. Move up. If you look down at the curb here, you'll see a marble block. This is known as a mounting block or a mounting stone. This right here.
To get off the horse.
That is so that the gentleman could assist the ladies stepping in and out of the carriages so she didn't accidentally expose her ankles and get the menfolk all fired up.
Oh, that would do it, wouldn't it?
I got the vapors. You know, if I was a colonial husband, I think I would be more worried about what's exposed at the top of the dress rather than at the bottom of it. Good gravy. Oh, this is nice. They put a little Christmassy stuff around the door. That's a technical term, by the way. Christmas stuff. Yeah.
Those old shutters, man.
Mm-hmm. And they're all functional. We're talking about the shutters.
Real shutters that actually
These are
serve a
real
purpose.
shutters.
Look at those doors. I love that. Elliptical.
Go ahead. Good boy, Mo.
Oh, look how pretty that basket is. They put all the greenery.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty.
You see the one with the Christmas tree with the
Yeah.
bulb? Do you know? Are you familiar with the TV personality Beverly Williams? She works with Channel 3. That's the house that she lives in. I was watching her the other day, decorating in front of her home. So we're coming up to some more great stuff in a moment here. As soon as we get this rookie out of our way. Going around.
That's right.
Watch this. Buggy rides, 50 cents.
Oh!
You're like, well, how come he only charges 50 cents?
Right.
Oh, why is that thing at the eye?
Dolly Madison
Why is that thing at the horse's eye?
came from Greensboro, North Carolina. Her maiden name, Payne.
Payne.
Yes, it's quite possible. Her name was Dorothea. So Dorothea Payne was born and raised in Greensboro, North Carolina. Her family moved to Philadelphia when she was 15. At the age of 16, she married her first husband, not James Madison, but John Todd, a lawyer. 3 years into the marriage, John passes away during our yellow fever epidemic. It was 2 years after that Dolly would marry James Madison. And this is the very first home that James and Dolly Madison were living in as husband and wife. This is a private home and not a museum. It was purchased last winter for $4.5 million.
Wow.
Look at the little deck. I mean,
You want to see a tiny house? Check this out across the street. The one with the blue shutter.
How about that?
It's 15 feet wide. When it was first built, 15 feet deep. A basement, one room, and then the attic. That is a working class colonial home.
Oh, why is that thing at the horse's eye?
It's so that he looks straight ahead, honey.
He doesn't get distracted.
Right, we want him to just do his job and not look around.
Hey, baby, that must have been our builder that built that house, huh?
I know. Ours is pretty tiny.
A beagle!
So, how much would an apartment rent for? I see these signs.
Right. I mean, as in any market, it goes by square footage. But if we just put it in general terms and say a very small one bedroom, like a studio apartment here, can range.
What'd you say, Grandma?
One of the highlights of my whole life, and I'll be 87
I
in
think
February.
you probably get a call because this. Yeah, this
Good old Grandma.
Yeah. Well, you've lived longer than two very important historic figures. I mean, many of them, but Ben Franklin lived to be the age of 84.
Well, see, I'm just talking.
And Betsy Ross lived to the age of 80. Yes, ma'am. Nobody. You know, I know I'm corny, but I get paid for it.
Right?
A lot of people do it for free.
That's right.
Right.
There we are.
Here's my cousin Louie in this window right here. He just got a job modeling. You know, the one with the big ears. There
And my friend Snoopy,
Oh,
right?
hi, Kira.
Hole in the wall. But
Kira.
It's great.
Kira.